In Compliance Guardian, the rules that you use to run your scans are called checks. In order to create checks, log on to Compliance Guardian, and over on the left, click on Control Panel. In the Control Panel, on the right, under Application Management, click Check Manager. In the Check Manager, you will see a list of existing checks, and to create a new one, up at the top left, we click Create. There are several different categories of checks you can create. Clicking through the categories will show you the check types down below. One of the most common types of checks is the Find Test check. Find Test, as its name implies, allows you to search for a specific string of text. Complex Find Test lets you look for two different strings of text, and Regular Expression lets you look for a combination of text and numbers and special characters. With Find Text selected, I'll click Next. On the Search Condition page, first, do we want what we're going to search for to be case sensitive? And then, we type in the string of text that we're searching for. Below that, are you looking for equals, contains, or derived from? Clicking on the information bubble will show you exactly what derived from means. I'm going to leave it set to equal so we find exactly that particular word. And we'll leave the default in place down at the bottom, so anytime this word is found in whatever scope we scan, it will be considered a failed document. This comes up later when you organize your checks into what are called test suites, where you get to define what happens if a check is passed and what happens if a check is failed. We click Next. On the Define Result page, we get to enter what Compliance Guardian should show in its reports if the check is passed and if the check is failed. This can be anything that you like. Then we click Next to move to the final step. The policy URL should point to some type of document that defines how this particular scan fits into our overall compliance and governance policies. You can then select a check speed. This determines how this particular check runs in relation to other checks that may be running alongside it. Likelihood is your way of establishing how confident you are that this check is going to come back as a positive. By positive, I mean that the scan comes back accurate within the framework of both your content and your policies. How likely is it that this document should have been captured as part of the scan, and not returned a false positive? Severity refers to how dangerous it is that this document exists within the scope that's being scanned. Finally, category is something you can use later on to sort and review the different checks. If everything looks good, down at the bottom right, we click on Finish, we provide a name, and we click OK. And here is the check we just created, ready now to be used in a test suite. Thanks for watching this short video on how to create a check in Compliance Guardian.